You know, every good parent wants to protect their child. They watch over them to make sure they're safe.
But every parent also needs to know that there are people who are preying on children, and they're doing it in some very public places.
Stacia Mullaney takes a closer look at what's happening right here in our community, and we want to warn you, you may find some of this content inappropriate for children and disturbing.
To cruise, to move or proceed speedily, smoothly, or effortlessly. To cruise, to search for a sexual partner in a public space.
Child molesters plan and scheme and spend a great deal of energy figuring out how to get close to people's children.
Lansing Police Detective Elizabeth Royst has been dealing exclusively with sex crimes for 12 years. She believes there are organized pedophilia groups operating in Lansing. Speedily, smoothly, effortlessly.
I think that parents should be thinking about it when they drop their kids off at places like the YMCA, school, church. Any place where you would leave your child will be an attractive place for child molesters to come also.
Take Donovan Hollingsworth, for example. He was convicted of indecent exposure by a sexually delinquent person after masturbating in front of a 13-year-old boy at Lansing's West Side YMCA. During his pre-sentencing investigation, he admitted that day he was cruising the YMCA.
No, it wouldn't surprise me at all that somebody who's interested sexually in children would go to a place like the YMCA or to other places where children congregate. It doesn't make those places bad, but parents need to be vigilant about protecting their children and making sure that the organizations where they're leaving their children are also protecting them.
While regional task forces are trying to track organized pedophilia, Royst says locally, they can't.
We're not tracking it at all. We don't have the resources to track it. We're having trouble keeping up with the cases that are reported.
According to the Michigan State Police, last year more than 1,700 children 14 years old or younger reported being raped. But Royst says in reality, those numbers are likely much higher.
Children don't tell about sexual abuse. Most children never tell, and we know that from studies that are done of adults who report being sexually abused as children.
Statistics show the bulk of child sexual abuse takes place in the home, generally involving a family member or acquaintance.
Child sexual abuse is extraordinarily widespread in our communities. It's happening here in Lansing on a daily basis.
But Detective Royst says strangers cruising for children is even scarier.
The thought that there are organized pedophilia groups operating in our community is horrifying.
Tony Fragale, the president of the YMCA of Lansing, says while he's not happy about what happened at his organization, he says there is a lesson in it for parents.
Keep communication open. Let there be a home environment that allows that to happen, like with this family. And then it allows the organization, in this case us, to take swift action to intervene and stop it.
And Royst agrees, pointing out parents need to be vigilant.
The parents need to know what risks there are out there to their children.
But as organized pedophilia operates in the shadows, speedily, smoothly, effortlessly, Royst says a parent's best defense is an open dialogue.
Yeah, that's the question. What really should parents do? What do they need to look for?
I mean, really, all they can do is talk to their kids, teach them to be aware of their surroundings. And the Detective Royst we heard from, she says teaching stranger danger just isn't enough anymore because there's so much more going on.
It just seems so easy, and you use the word effortlessly.
Yeah.
That's, I think, the scariest part of all of it.
That is the scariest part, and that's, it goes back to letting your kids be comfortable enough to come to you if something like this were to happen.
Yeah,
No doubt about that.
And call the police.
Absolutely.
Call the police and get involved. All right.
All right,
Thank you,
Stacia, thank
Stacia.
you.
Important
Thank you.
report. We'll be right back.